Yeah, what he's saying, man. A base boxing basement should be right. I've just watched the Rumford Bull, Johnny Fisher destroy Alan Babbage, and it's no surprise the two of you. I'm a bit surprised it was 30 seconds, but I told you, I did a preview. I said he'll do him in a round, he'll do him in a round, and he did. So what's next for him? What's next for him? Well, people talking about the Solomon Dakers, right? He's David Adelaide for the English heavyweight title. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, this is the next logical fight. I think it's the right level, but let's be clear here, right? There are very few fighters like Johnny Fisher. And what I mean by that is there's very few fighters that sell so many tickets, that are so popular, that can make so much money, right? At his level. Yeah. Allegedly, some people say he's only, according to Box Track, he's only had 2 amateur fights. I think it was more than that. I think it was about 10. But, he's still a relative novice. Alan the Bum Babbage had 100 amateur fights and he got ironed out. But Babbage is a small heavyweight. He got knocked out by Lucas Rozansky in a round. Another one I predicted. So I don't. If you're his manager, yeah, you want to look after a man like Johnny Fisher, right? And because he is, a relative novice, not that experienced, you should take your time with him. You should take your time with him. I don't think they should aim for Adelaide vs. Solomon Dakers yet, right? They should aim for, or they should let him fight. Not bums necessarily, but he should fight like Bruno. When Bruno was more experienced, right? He was an ABA champion. When Bruno was fighting, they were bringing the right guys for him at the right time, and he was bigger than them, and he would bang them out. And some of them were over the hill, some of them were never was. These are the kind of people you want to bring in for Johnny Fisher, because it's very rare to find a fighter like Johnny Fisher. I can't remember his fighters popular at his level. Even Ricky Hatton, right? 1 minute. Blood clot. Yeah, sorry about that. But even a guy like Ricky Hatton, had been a very impressive young amateur. Okay, even though he was young when he turned over, I think he was 18 or 19. When you got a heavyweight that can bang, that sells tickets, you have to manage them the right way. And I think at this stage it's wrong to throw them in against Adelaide or Dakers. And I think Dakers could well win that fight. Solomon Dakers. He's a 2-1 underdog, but I think he could well beat Adelaide. But there's no point. I honestly think at this point it's not worth risking him, not worth risking Fisher. Right? Maybe in 5 fights' time, that's the right fight to take. But at the moment, nah, man. Throw him in the next 5 fights against, I don't mean total bombs, but I mean against guys he will beat. But he may, that may cause him some questions. They might ask some questions that might be difficult, that might be awkward. These kind of, the kind of fighters that will make him learn, make Johnny Fisher learn, because you can't bang everyone out. You can't bang everyone out. And he's a diamond. He's a diamond. You know what I'm saying? So I would take him along slowly still. I would take him along slowly. I would... British level, I wouldn't put him against Wardley, Fraser Clark, Adelaide, Dakers yet. Maybe in 5 fights' time, maybe. Bring in some guys that are shot, but their names, maybe they're a bit clever. They can be awkward. They can be difficult. and so you can learn more. And a lot of the learning is done in sparring anyway. But for I mean, listen, this fight, right? Fisher vs Babbage. There was a rubbish undercard. Yeah, it was very ordinary. He blew out Babbage in 30 seconds, and yet he still sold out the copper box. You cannot take risks with that kind of that potential financial gold mine. So, I would suggest, they get him fighting like tough, over the hill, 38-year-old, maybe Eastern Europeans. I don't know, who, like Maris Vac, people like that, maybe, where he can get experience, where he can, fight a tough guy that's not going to roll over, it's going to fiddle him around a bit. These are the kind of guys he needs to fight. And because he'll sell them out anyway. The Rumford Bull army will buy tickets. You saw how nuts they went when he bummed out Babbage in 30 seconds. And these guys have paid money for this. They paid money, they waited, and their boy knocked the man out in 30 seconds. And a lot of people be like, oh, come on, man, is that it? 30 seconds? But no, they were crazy, man. They loved it, man. They had a good night out. So yeah, get him some guys that are experienced but are unlikely to beat him, and then move him up to the Dakers level, to the Adelaide level, these kind of guys, and maybe Wardley level. I mean, I still think Wardley is too experienced at this stage. Regardless of his alleged white collar background, he's his pro career is too experienced. And obviously Fraser Clark, fought in the Olympics. He had a long amateur career. He fought in the WBSS. It's not the time. It's not the time throwing Johnny Fisher against him. Yeah, look after him, man. So I think in the next 5 fights, get him guys that are tough, difficult, awkward, but are unlikely, to beat him. And then he can start to move him up. Because what they got here is a gold mine. In Johnny Fisher. A ticket seller. It's very rare to find a guy, as I said, at this level who can sell this many tickets. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the journey. I don't think I used to say Johnny Fisher was not that accurate. He could punch. He's allegedly very tough. If you talk to Joe Joyce, Tyson Fury, guys that spot him, they say he can take a punch. He's tough. So I've got no problem with his chin, even though it hasn't been proven. But I used to worry about his accuracy, but he was actually pretty accurate in the Babbage fight. Having said that, Babbage is not hard to hit. But yeah, let's move him slowly. And let's move him to English level, then British level, and then who knows? Because if he can make it to world level, Johnny Fisher, he will be a star in Britain. He'll be a star like Ricky Hatton. So yeah, they need to take care of him. Anyway, peace in the Middle East.